Are you familiar with the song Stacy's Mom? I think that's where I want to start. Everybody's familiar with it, but I want to make sure you know what I'm talking about when I say Stacy's Mom, right?
The lady that has it going on?
Yeah, she got it going on.
Okay. I'm familiar.
It's by the band Fountains of Wayne, which I want to make sure everybody realizes is a real place. Fountains of Wayne is a fountain, like a bird bath and sculpture shop in New Jersey. They go there in The Sopranos. It's actually featured. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. But Ben, did you know that there is a movie based on the song? And hear me out. They never got the rights to the song, so they can't play it. Yes, it is as stupid as it sounds. Were you familiar with this, though, prior to me telling you about it? I guess that's my question.
No, I had never heard of it until the other day when you sent me a voice message on Facebook about it.
Yes, it was kind of out of this world because you called me at, it was 3:30 a.m. my time, and you were like, Rob, what the fuck are you doing up? And I'm like, Ben, I'm watching Stacy's Mom on Tubi. It has ads, but I love it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it wasn't a Facebook message. I woke up at 5:30 my time and I couldn't go back to sleep, and you sent me a snap like right at the same time, and I was like, what the fuck are you, like, why are you up so early? And then I realized you were up that late. And
yes, that's the operative word. What's early, what's late, that type of thing. But no, so back in 2010, when I first went to Robert Morris, my undergrad, my roommate and I and our friends, it was me, my roommate, Mike Frazier. Shout out to Mike Frazier if he's listening to this. I haven't talked to him in so long, which I probably should talk to him. There's a whole story about Mike Frazier that I won't get into right now. But like LaShawn, that's when I met LaShawn. That's when I met like Jesse. Jesse Yu, I won't say his last name. He's a really terrible person. Who knows who's listening? But we loved really obscure Netflix raunchy comedies. Like, we watched Thanksgiving. That's how I found out about Thanksgiving. We watched shit like, American Pie Presents The Naked Mile and stuff like that. We watched, like, Who's Your Daddy and Cougar House and stuff like that. Like, if it was cheaply made and involved naked women, we were all about it. And we found Stacy's Mom. We were like, well, it's Stacy's Mom. Everybody knows the song. It has to be good. It has to have, like, nudity, that type of thing. Turns out, it really isn't in the same vein as the other movies I've described. Stacy's Mom, just to give a brief rundown for anybody who might want to turn off the recording for fear of being chased by Chris Hansen, it is about 7th graders who are pining after an adult woman, Stacy's mom. And Ben, it's offensive, it's problematic, it's downright filthy at times. Like, it is uncomfortable to watch 7th graders. And they say in the movie, of course the actors are not 7th graders, but they say in the movie that these characters are supposed to be 12 going on 13. And they're watching porn, they're masturbating, they're looking at naked women. Oh my God, it is disgusting. But here's the thing, man. I couldn't stop laughing while watching this movie. And so we found this back in 2010, and for years I've always been like, where is this movie? When I do my usual thing of going on to maybe not the most legal websites to download movies, I look up Stacy's Mom. Everybody wants to fucking pirate the music video. Nobody wants to seed the movie. And I was like, who fucking wants to download a music video? Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and do YouTube to mp3.com or whatever the hell it is. You can get the movie there. The music video there. It took me literally 12 years to find this movie. It is streaming on Tubi with ads. Let me take a quick side tangent into Tubi, Ben. Holy shit. Tubi is a goldmine of lost early 2000s media. I don't know, Ben, I don't think I've ever told you this, but I loved, back in the day, early 2000s entertainment. Do you know how much I love Girls Next Door, the Hugh Hefner Playboy show? Do you know how much I love Bad Girls Club, where one of the seasons starts with Annie Anderson coming into frame, and she goes, I'm in the house, shoes! And she is just blown away because there's shoes in the house.
Come on along, you know the way. Come on
I love this stuff. And Tubi has blown my mind because I haven't seen it in 12 years. Maybe longer, 20 years. What am I saying? Yeah, it's 2022 now. And I was watching this back in early 2000s, like around 9/11. Dude, I am a glutton for punishment when it comes to these shows. Any comment, Ben? I don't know if you just want to let me keep digging my own grave or if you have anything to say.
I did not know that you liked these things. I can't say that I ever did, but I also can't say that I ever watched them long enough to find out.
Oh, fair. Ben is like,
So-
Rob, keep digging your own grave. So I want to relate to our cinema audience and Ben. And Ben is really kind of, he's been primed with this. When he called me at 3:30 a.m. that morning, I swear I must have had an aneurysm. I was like, Ben, this is a 7th grade health classroom, and there's a sign that says, warning, sexual harassment in this space will not be reported, it will be graded. That's the level that we're working on with Stacy's mom. So I figured, very much like Womb Raider, I would give Ben and our cinema audience a play-by-play of this movie. And I really do recommend, if you are into the weird Rob comedy that he likes to talk about, if you're just in for a good 80 minutes of offensive nonsense, get a free account on Tubi and watch Stacy's Mom. I really cannot recommend it. But Ben, here we go. I'm going to try and do my best to give you a breakdown, like I said, a la Womb Raider, and talk about it. Okay, so here's the thing. Of course, it starts like you expect. Cold open, little kid. I believe the main character's kid, his name is Tommy. It starts with him, he's mowing a lawn, and Stacy's mom comes out, who we don't know until the end of the movie is named Roberta. They literally call her Stacy's mom for the entire time, but played by Brittany Powell. She comes out in nothing. Like, she's literally in what do you call it? Like a towel, But it's the skimpiest fucking towel you ever seen. And it's like, who comes out into the real world with nothing but their titties popping out of a towel? She does. And the kid is all about her. And, there's this whole gag where the lawnmower stalls and he starts it back up, that type of thing, and it blows a bunch of like grass shards in his face and that type of thing. And the movie starts with him saying, at this point, I wondered, are women really worth it? And I was like, dude, you are 12. What are you talking about? Like, you have at least 7 years to get to the point of, are women worth it? At this point, you should be saying, yeah, women are the only thing that's worth it, because I either go to school or masturbate. You know what I'm saying, Ben?
Definitely. Yeah, that's a really weird thing for a 12-year-old to think.
Oh,
that's
yes.
more like 23 heartbroken incel territory.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the cold open, and of course, we get a great opening credit scene. They do like the American Pie. They do the like old school raunchy thing of like chalkboard lettering, that type of thing for their opening montage, which is, I have no problem with it. It's fine. But okay, then at the start of this movie, the true start of this movie, we go back 5 months. So it is actually a jump back in time where we're going to learn how, Tommy and his friends meet Stacy's mom, XYZ, whatever. But here's the thing. The beginning of this movie, you get introduced to Tommy. Tommy's the main kid, and he's saying things to, his mom. His mom is off screen for most of the time. It's actually kind of weird that this movie, if there is a woman in this movie, they are either sexualized or off screen. So it's a very, very problematic movie in that way. But don't worry, Ben. I'm going to even get more problematic. In this opening sequence, we get some voiceover from Tommy, who introduces us, the viewer, to his Uncle Dick. Uncle Richard, but they call him Uncle Dick, of course. Uncle Dick just got divorced. And in his divorce, he is losing his mind with fitness. So he's become a fitness freak because he lost his wife, which is regular. This is something we see in movies, of course. It introduces Uncle Dick not only in the sense of what I just said and him, pumping weights and doing, like, in his house, like, doing dumbbell lifts and that type of thing, but as we are watching Uncle Dick, he looks out his window, his house's window, and he sees an obese person. And when he sees this obese person, his choice is to leave his house to confront this man. This man, this obese man is only in the movie for this scene. This is literally 7 minutes into the movie, probably less, maybe 4 minutes. his choice when he sees this obese man is to leave his house. And when Uncle Dick leaves his house, he is carrying a cheeseburger on a pitchfork. And the cheeseburger is on fire.
What?
Okay, yeah, Ben is just as confused as anybody else. I once again, I recommend everybody go see this movie. I'm not going to do justice talking about it. But Uncle Dick has a cheeseburger on fire on a pitchfork that he goes out and shows to this obese man. And the obese man starts to cry. He's going, "Why are you hurting this cheeseburger?" And Uncle Dick is like, "Yeah, you want it, fatty. You want it, don't you? But you can't have it because it's on fire." And he's like, "Why are you hurting this poor cheeseburger?" I am not kidding you, Ben. There is at least 2 minutes of a fat man crying over somebody else burning a cheeseburger. And guess what? When the guy, the obese man, is crying so much, Uncle Dick, that's his character name. I keep calling him Uncle Dick, but that's his character name. When he's like, "Okay, stop it. You're causing a scene. I'm going to blow the cheeseburger out." He stops the fire on the cheeseburger. The obese man goes, "Ha ha, gotcha," snatches the cheeseburger and eats it in one bite.
What the fuck?
Yes, this is how the movie starts, man.
That's weird.
My Uncle Dick was in town. He had been for 6 months after losing his job. He decided to become a health activist. You know, he stays healthy, but I think he's a bit too hard on himself sometimes.
Look at you, you fat, disgusting son of a motherfucker.
Oh no! What are you doing?
Oh, I bet it hurts to watch, doesn't it?
No, please. I'll do anything. Why are you hurting it?
Anything, huh? Oh, that's a pretty heavy responsibility there, big boy. I'll bet if you could, you would jump at the chance to save it, wouldn't you?
You're a monster. I can't believe you. What did I ever do to you?
Samu, calm down. Okay. Easy. Jeez. Fucking pussy.
That's
It
a weird
is so
thing to write.
fucking strange. And Uncle Dick is like, "Oh, fat man, you got me. You stole my cheeseburger." And that's it. That's the end of the scene.
Why
That
did
is
he have a
literally
cheeseburger and a pitchfork?
I have no idea, man.
Okay.
I have no fucking idea. You know why? Because the script told him to. And guess what? The script is the enemy in this movie. So I just wanted to relate that because that's how the movie starts. It never matters again. But okay, I had to highlight that in great detail like I did because it is so weird that when I started this, the other night when Ben, got the Snapchats and that type of thing, I hadn't seen this movie in like 20 years. And it took me so long to find it again. And when I found it, I was just awestruck that this happened in the movie. And I totally forgot about it. But okay. Though, of course, let's get into the movie. The premise. Like I said, you got Tommy. You got his friends. You got Roland. You got Juan. So Roland is, I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but of course the movie wants to present as such. He's the black kid. We have the token black kid, unfortunately. There's actually a really good joke running through the movie. Roland is going through puberty early, so every time he wakes up, he has a full beard. And that is actually a good joke. Like, there's a 12-year-old that every single time he wakes up, he has a full fucking beard, and he has to shave it. And his brother is like, there's even a joke where he wakes up, and he's in the bathroom, and he has a full beard, and his voice has dropped type of thing. And he's like, in the bathroom, and his brother is like, let me go in, I need to use the bathroom. And he's like, give me a second, I just have a full beard, that type of thing. And the brother goes, who the fuck's in there? Are you molesting my brother? That type of thing. And he's like, no, it's me. And it cuts to him, like, busting into the bathroom, and the kid's like, no, man, I don't know what I'm doing, like, my balls drop. It's actually kind of funny. And...
Huh? Oh, man. Hey, yo, Ro. Yo, you in there? Hurry up, man. I'm squeezing my cheeks out here.
Just a minute.
Yo, who the fuck is this?
Randall, it's me.
Hey, listen, dog. Look, take whatever you want. Just keep your fucking hands off my little bro.
Randall, it's me. It's your brother.
Yo, don't talk to me like you know me. You don't know me. Get the fuck out my bathroom.
Man, just get in here.
Oh, you damn right I'm coming up in there. Yo, Ro, you alright, man? You alright? Where'd he go?
Randall, it's just me.
Oh, what the fuck?
Look, man, I'm just as confused as you are. I don't know what the hell's happening around here.
Well, at least now you got a reason to ask Pops for a razor.
Man, that's the least of my problems.
God damn.
And so I have to give some props to this movie. I give it 3 stars on Letterboxd, which people are angry about. Because I am one of only like 6 people on Letterboxd that gave this higher than half a star. More about that later. But, so you got Tommy, he's the main kid. You got Roland, the black kid. You got, I think it's Mikey. He's like the chubby kid. And then you got Juan, who's the poor kid. They all have the tropes, the styles, I guess, of the 4 friends. You know what I'm saying? So they all are together, and they're horny as hell. And this is not inherently bad. I mean, even though I feel bad or filthy is the right way to say it, because I'm watching like a bunch of 12-year-old kids be really horny, I think, Ben, you can agree, this is not like unreal. I remember being 12. I remember being in middle school. I was horny as shit. I didn't want to care about learning. I wanted to fuck everything I could. Like, puberty was starting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely real normal. But like you said, filthy to watch as an adult.
Yeah, it comes across as like, oh, as an adult, it's like, yeah, this is realistic, but I don't want to see it, that type of thing.
Right.
But guess what? I did. I sat through it, and it's fucking hilarious. So these kids are horny as hell. There's a barbecue, like Tommy's parents have a barbecue. Oh shit, okay. Tommy's dad is, I don't know who he's played by. No, okay, the other thing. Nobody in this movie is famous. Well, one person is, which we'll get to, the health teacher. But nobody in this movie seems to have any knowledge of what a film is, if that might put it so bluntly. But Tommy's dad, his character is, he just plays Atari all day. Tommy's father, he sits around on the couch, this like 40-year-old man, he sits around on the couch with an open Hawaiian button-down shirt. Like, he has a Hawaiian shirt on, but it's unbuttoned, so you can see his fat man titties and guts, all laying out there. And he just plays Atari all day. Here's the thing. One of the first scenes when we see Tommy's dad, Tommy goes to him and says, he's like, hey, Dad, how's it going, that type of thing. His dad's ignoring, he's playing Atari, that type of stuff. And Tommy goes like, well, I kind of want to go to the mall. I kind of want to like hang out with my friends. Can you pay me that $10 you owe me? Fair. We're all on the same page. This is just storytelling right now. Tommy's like, Dad, you owe me $10. I did those chores. Give me those $10. What are you talking about $5? What are you going to do with $2? I'm sorry, but I had to make that joke. He doesn't say that. But what he does say, Tommy's dad pauses his Atari and goes, well, I don't have your $10. I'm kind of in debt to the man. And you go, wait, what? Like, is his dad a gambling addict? Is his dad, like, in financial trouble? Cut to a almost Family Guy level joke. According to the lore of this movie, a 40-year-old man is in debt to a 10-year-old girl who is selling lemonade. There is literally a scene where, in this flashback, you get a shot of this 40-year-old guy talking to a 10-year-old girl, with the confines of a lemonade stand, and the girl is going, bitch, You motherfucker, give me my money. These lemons ain't free. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, I'll have it next week. You can't buy lemons on credit, you son of a bitch. It is the weirdest fucking thing. And it's never brought up again.
I've got some more important issues to deal with.
Where's my cash, motherfucker?
Look, I'm gonna need a payment plan or something, or it's gonna take time. All right, I'm working on it.
Payment plan? Do I look like a Wells Fargo to you, motherfucker? Do you see an ATM machine sitting next to my fucking picture? I need my money. These lemons ain't free, bitch.
So, you can sort of understand my situation, my son.
Okay, cut the bullshit. We'll talk about it later, right?
Okay.
It is literally established that this 40-year-old man has purchased so much lemonade from a 10-year-old's lemonade stand that he is in debt to her. I am not fucking kidding you, Ben. I am not fucking kidding you. Thoughts, reactions.
That's kind of hilarious.
It is so fucking funny. This movie is fucking hilarious. And it cuts back to him with his kid on the couch, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't give you your $10 because I might get my knees broken." He's like, "I might get my knees capped," that type of thing. And I'm like, "Holy fuck! I am 10 minutes into a 80-minute movie. What am I doing with my life right now?" Like, this movie comes at you so fast, it's almost unbelievable.
I kind of want an entire movie about this lemonade stand.
Dude, I wish she came back. I was hoping she was going to come back, but she never does, and it is hilarious, because this little girl is cursing at him. The way it's shot, also, because it's a 40-year-old man versus a 10-year-old girl, they shoot it to make the man look impossibly shorter than the stand. Like, it is so fucking weird. Oh my god. But, okay, so Tommy... That's our introduction to Tommy's dad. Tommy's dad can't give him his $10, so that type of thing. And he says something like, "Oh, go mow the neighbor's lawns," and that type of thing, which comes up later because Tommy starts doing that, like I said in the cold open. Whatever. Okay. Movie keeps going. We get all the introductions of the friends that I mentioned. We get like X, Y, and Z. Like I said, Roland is going through puberty early. He's horny as hell. The chubby kid is horny as hell. Juan is horny as hell, but he's poor and short and skinny. And Tommy's feeling the same way. They all kind of get together at a barbecue. It's an end of the summer barbecue, which is kind of like the first big set piece of the movie. And at this barbecue, Tommy's parents invite their new neighbors. And of course, as you might expect, their new neighbors are Stacy and Stacy's mom. And so they all meet Stacy. I am sorry, but Stacy, whoever she is, I think it's like Harley Kine. I didn't write it down. I don't have it pulled up right now. She sucks. She is such a bad actress. I'm so sorry for this 10-year-old girl, or however old she is. She is so bad. She's so stale. It's painful to watch her act. Hey, kids, I had to make the correction. Her name is Haley Fite, who plays the Stacy in this movie. After rewatching this a few more times, while yes, she does come off as stale and wooden and a not great actress, I want to reiterate that I think it really works for this movie. And Haley, if you're out there, I know you do a lot of more makeup stuff now and things like that. If you ever want to be on the podcast, please hit us up, cinemoddities@gmail.com. You also got an August birthday that we love us some August birthdays, that type of thing. Haley Fite, you're great. I'm sorry for what I said in this episode. You're better than what I thought. Thank you. But it kind of works in the essence of the movie. It kind of works because our four main kids, they see Stacy and they go, "Wow, she's hot, she's beautiful," which makes sense. Middle school kids going over middle school girls, pining over middle school girls. Totally fine with that. But they drop her almost immediately when her mom shows up. The titular Stacy's mom. And oh boy, played by Brittany Powell, who's not in a lot of stuff, if anybody knows her. I mean, she's done some TV spots and stuff like that, but they all start falling head over heels for her. And that's what the kind of movie becomes. There's a big chunk of the movie where, it's just the kids, these 7th grade kids, pining over this adult woman. And once again, Ben, I hope you are agreeing with me. There's nothing wrong with this. We've been there, man. Like, I remember being young and an idiot and just wanting, nothing more than to have sex with things. And, you fall in love with things. It's maybe the best way to put it is this way. We've talked about Interstellar. The imperative question of Interstellar is, can love transcend space and time? And Ben, you and I go, well, of course it can. That's a stupid question. Because people fall in love with women on Twitter or Twitch because they show their tits. This is the same thing. When we're in 7th grade, when we're in middle school, we see a woman with big tits, we fall in love with that shit. It's normal, right?
Yeah, definitely. At that age, hormones are running crazy.
Exactly. So nothing wrong with this. Here's the problem. The way that this movie starts to divulge into dealing with this horniness. So something I don't think I mentioned, everything that I've already talked about takes place on the first few days prior to them starting 7th grade. So there's a lot of talk about the 4 friends saying it's like, oh, we're running out of summer, that type of thing. It's very much like Kingdom Hearts 2. If anybody remembers the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, you play through like the last days of summer break. That's what this movie starts as. And, they're saying it's like, oh man, our summer's gone and that type of stuff. Right before school starts, they meet Stacy, they meet Stacy's mom, and they kind of have this sexual awakening. But then school starts. I'm going to put the clip in, but I hope I'm going to do it justice. We get a montage of the first day of school. And sure, they have the perfunctory jokes, like history class. History class is taught by a really old guy. And the joke is that, in this segment, that the old guy comes in and he has a walker and he's walking really slow. And Ben, I think you know what I'm going to say, that as soon as this scene starts, as soon as you see an old guy with a walker on left, stage left, and he's kind of like slowly walking to the chair, the bell's going to ring, and he's going to be like, oh, class is over, That's exactly what happens. It's a bad joke. It's a common joke, but it's a bad joke.
Hello, class. Welcome to American history today. Remember tomorrow.
But here's the other thing. They talk to, like, the science teacher. The science teacher is really monotone, and he's saying things like, we are going to dissect a lot of animals in this class. And I just want to say, if you cut your finger off, please bring it to me so I can store it in formaldehyde before you go to the nurse. And I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. That's a little kind of, crazy. But it kind of makes sense. It's like common tropes of, like, teachers and that type of thing. But then we get to home ec. We get to home economics. We get a teacher played by Joey Diaz. If anybody does not know who Joey Diaz is, he is a person who was never in The Sopranos that looks like he was created by The Sopranos. He's a mafioso type of guy, a really heavy Italian accent, that type of thing. And he's the home ec teacher. Here we go, Ben. This is so fucking crazy. The montage that I've been describing about the science teacher, about this old history teacher, it goes into this home ec class, and you get Joey Diaz going, yeah, I'm your teacher for home ec. I'm a home economics teacher. Witsec told me that I need to choose a name that's different from my own, but feels like me. So I guess I'm fucking, and he writes fucking on the board in chalk. He writes fucking, Fuken, fucking. And he goes, I'm fucking Frankie. It's one of the first people I ever shot. Frankie. I'm fucking Frankie. I need a last name. I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. And he writes on the board, fucking Frankie the Teach. And he spells teach Teech. And he writes, and he goes, I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. Any of you got any fucking problems with that? I'm going to shoot you in the head. I'm going to fucking blast your temple out. Anybody got any questions? It cuts to the kids, who are our main kids, like a few of our main kids, and a bunch of other kids that look a lot older than our main kids, because I think they had some really big problems with, like, child labor laws or something in this movie. But he goes, I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. You got a problem with that? I'll blow your fucking temple out. Cuts the kids just staring at him. He goes, okay, good. Now, who knows shit about eggs? We're doing eggs today. And it is the fucking funniest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Welcome to home ec. You know, cooking and shit. Relocation said I should find a name that would be simple for you guys to remember. So, what's a good name, guys? Frankie. That's the first guy I ever shot. I shot him right in the fucking head. Frankie the Teach. That's me. Now, there's 30 of yous and one of me's. I ain't got time to learn all your little fucking names. But when I ask you a question, I want that fucking question answered. You understand me? And what you're learning here fucking stays in here, you little cocksuckers. All right? Capiche? Good. Who's hungry?
Like, I'm like, I at this moment, like, I paused, and I'm, like, looking at Letterboxd. Only, like, 20 people have reviewed this on Letterboxd. This is an unknown movie. And people are like, this is garbage. This is useless. This is so fucking stupid. It's not funny. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Ben, just the idea. I want to do this in my own classroom now. I want to go, I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. Anybody get problems with that? Shut up. I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. Dude, it is amazing.
Well, Joey Diaz is a comedian, so
yes.
It's not surprising that he was given a role like that, but that is fucking hilarious.
It is so good. And he comes back later. He comes back later when Roland starts learning how to cook, and I'll get to that. But, okay, I had to highlight this fucking teacher montage because it is legitimately one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like I do not understand. Well, I kind of do because it's a lost movie. Like, nobody seems to know about this movie. Like, I don't understand. Maybe we should be the ones to start it. Like, when I say we, I mean Cinemodities. This should be a meme. Like, this dude saying, like, I'm fucking Frankie the Teach. You got a problem? I'll blow your temple out. Today we're talking about eggs. Like, that should be a fucking meme, man. Like, there's no reason that this should not be on the internet. At all.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, of course, those are some moments I wanted to highlight. Just thinking through the movie, here's the premise. Of course, the kids love Stacy's mom. She's an older woman. She is beautiful. Brittany Powell is beautiful. She's got everything going for her. And they really sex her up in this movie. No problem with that. The only thing is that Stacy, the actual girl that is their own age, she is totally into Tommy. Like, that is kind of the conceit of this movie, is that Stacy and Tommy like each other, but Tommy's so blinded by, him loving the older woman and going through puberty that he doesn't really see that Stacy, likes him. And I have to say, it's kind of cute. There's some moments with these kids that are really kind of cute and fun. And, you have this whole thing of, like watching it, as a 29-year-old man, I'm watching this stuff and it's like, Tommy, get it. Like, Tommy, she's telling you she likes you. You're like, stop pining over her mom, clearly that type of thing. And a lot of it is kind of cute. It's kind of fun, that type of thing. But, okay, because these four friends are so into Stacy's mom, they need some help. They don't really know how to deal with women, period. They don't really think of Stacy's mom as an older woman. They think of all women as the same, and which is, once again, normal. I think that's what everybody has gone. Every straight man or any man, not straight, I'm sorry. Any man who's ever gone through puberty, whoever you're into, you've gone through this stuff. You see older people and you're attracted to them. That's fine. This movie is touching on fine and easy and normal topics. I just keep saying that because I want to just make sure that, yes, it is a filthy movie, but at least they're touching on something normal. So they have issues with this. They go to their sex ed teacher. And this is where Ben knows some of the story. They go to their sex ed teacher, their 7th grade sexual education teacher, who is played by none other than Principal Belding from Saved by the Bell. And so, he is out of this world. I didn't mention him in the previous montage of teaching, but when we get his point in the montage, he literally, there is a cut to him going, "Hey kids, who likes pussy?" You know, that type of thing.
All right, guys, let's face it. What is it that we all want? Pussy, right?
There is a scene when Tommy goes to him for questions about how to deal with women. That, that's a scene in this movie. Tommy is like, I'm so confused. Like, I don't know. How do I tell if a woman likes me or not? How do I make sure, we're dealing with this? Very common questions. In this scene, it starts with an establishing shot of the opening of the front of the classroom, I should say. Principal Belding, Mr. Wood, Professor Wood, as he is called in this movie, he is spraying whipped cream on a blow-up doll. He is spraying whipped cream on the tits and pussy of a blow-up sex doll. That is literally the establishing of this. And then Tommy comes into the room, and he goes, "Oh, hey, Tommy, please come on in. I'm just preparing for next period."
Oh, my God.
And there is a shot. Before I keep talking about what goes on in the scene, there is a shot of the mise-en-scène, the set dressing of this 7th grade classroom. And this is what I Snapchatted people at 3 a.m, which Ben was like, I need to call Rob. Clearly Rob is having an aneurysm if he's talking about this movie. In the background, on the whiteboard of this 7th grade health class, I want to make that clear, 7th grade, there is a picture of the shocker. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Like the hand motion for the shocker.
Oh, okay.
That is on the whiteboard. There is also a door hanger. You know when you go to a hotel and you put the thing on the door that says like "Do Not Disturb"? I think that's called a door hanger. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. There is a door hanger on the whiteboard that says, "Do not come in. We're doing illegal stuff." There is a poster that I cannot make out because it's out of focus, but it says something about how abstinence is for losers. And most importantly, there is quite possibly my favorite sign of all time. It is fashioned like a traffic sign. And at the top, in red letters, it says, "Warning." And the rest of the sign says, and I quote, "In this space, sexual harassment will not be reported. It will be graded." Ben? Fuck me? This is dirty and filthy, but I could not stop laughing. There's a reason that when you called me, I had to say this to you again. And you were like, "Yeah, Rob, I know. I just saw it in your Snapchat." I could not stop laughing for maybe 90 minutes after reading this. This is the epitome of Rob humor. Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not like reporting or purporting sexual harassment, but are you fucking kidding me that this sign exists? This is crazy to me, and I fucking love it, man. Ben's torn. Ben's torn. Everybody should be torn. I'm the one. I'm like, "Ben, I got to talk to you about this movie," and he's like, "Okay, Rob, dig yourself your own grave,"
I'm just kind of curious what the rubric looks like for grading sexual harassment, I guess.
Oh my God, I knew. Ben, thank you. Just like in Spider-Man No Way Home with portal dynamics, dude, you're asking the real questions. How the fuck do you grade sexual harassment? Is it how harassing it is? Is it how like successful it is? What? I mean, I'm baffled by this, man.
I mean, what if it's just like if it's just normal harassment? Is it going to be like an F because it's not sexual enough? I'm curious.
I'm curious too. So yes, when I paused that, I sent the Snapchat to people because I was like, I need to tell my friends about this. This is fucking insane, And even I reached out to LaShawn. I was like, LaShawn, remember we watched this back in the day? And he was like, No, Rob, I put a lot of that out of my brain. I don't want to think about this, and that type of thing, which is good on him. He probably needs that more than we do with his. Everybody check out LJ's Garage. It's great. They get a lot more viewers than we do talking about cars. Anyway, the reason that Tommy's there, like I said, is because he wants to talk to his sex ed teacher about, how to meet girls and just the science of women. The sex ed teacher. Once again, Principal Belting from Saved by the Bell. He misinterprets this. Maybe not misinterprets. The end of this scene is this sex ed teacher giving his 7th grade student a box of pornography DVDs.
Oh.
Yeah. Once again, filthy as hell, man. Okay, so Tommy takes this box of DVDs, goes to his friends in his treehouse, the main 4 friends I've been talking about, and they're like, well, these are the things. I think there's actually a line where Tommy says, it's like, our sex ed teacher, Mr. Wood, Professor Wood, like I told you. Professor Wood says it's like, if we watch these, we're going to learn how to get women. And they decide to put on one of the DVDs. They just kind of pick it out at random. I don't think there's any talk about what the title is or anything. And they play this DVD in their treehouse. Tommy apparently has a treehouse with electricity and stuff like that. They put this DVD on, and I am not kidding you. It is rough pornography, rough, hardcore. You see penetration in this movie, pornography, and it is so rough, it's kind of uncomfortable. Because, Ben, don't get me wrong. Once again, talking about how horny we were as 7th graders, at the same time, I don't know if you want to put this forward. I've seen some really weird stuff on the internet. I've seen some really, really uncomfortable pornography. I even said it on Cinemology before. Yes, I have seen, people fucking while rock climbing and that type of stuff. And it's weird. This is a whole different level. It is painful to watch. And we get to see 12-year-old kids watch it, and it's filthy. And I have to say, it's also hilarious at the same time. Because you get full on, this dude in the pornography that we watch is shaking her, throwing her, banging her head against the floor and stuff like that. It is uncomfortable. And there's a scene where we actually see this. There's a whole scream, and the kids watch when the guy orgasms, and they're like, what? And they have this whole reaction. It is so weird. But the movie doesn't really play on that. It's played for a joke, which I want to make clear to everybody. It's played for a joke. The important thing about this scene is that this is the moment where our 4 kids start to realize that they need to do something. They need to act in a certain way or change themselves to get women. And what I mean by this is that, Tommy, from what he sees in these porn videos, and he's like, I need to start working. He's like, I need to make money to win women over. Juan, the short, nerdy kid, he's like, I need to act cooler to win women over. The chubby kid is like, I need to work out to win women over. And Roland, the one who wakes up with a beard every morning, he's the one who's like, I need to get more in touch with my feminine side. So Roland starts to cook more and stuff like that. And so there's a point in this movie, this is where it kind of lulls when it's not really too funny. It's actually a normal movie, which, sorry everybody, it turns into a normal movie for 20 minutes. But it's they're all trying to better themselves so they can win over Stacy's mom. And this happens, and we get a montage of all this stuff happening. The reason I brought up Uncle Dick earlier, the chubby kid, I think Mikey, he starts working with Uncle Dick to burn his fat and stuff like that. Roland works with his brother to learn how to cook and things of that nature. Tommy, starts to mow lawns and stuff like that to earn some money, and it's kind of fun. Once again, there's charming points to this movie, but they do this, and they do this in the sense of trying to win Stacy's mom over. And when this comes to a head, there's a scene in the school parking lot that is undeniably baffling. And I'm not saying this because of what happens in the story. I'm saying this because of what happens in terms of cinematography. So there's a shot in this movie when, we get a wide shot. It's a whole wide shot of a school parking lot, which we've seen earlier in the movie. It's the parking lot for the school that everybody is going to, that all these kids go to. The 4 main kids and Stacy. And when this wide shot starts, a car pulls up. There's other people there. There's kids like doing chalk drawings, whatever. And this car pulls up. Stacy gets out, and she's like, "Bye, Mom. Thanks for giving me a ride," that type of thing. And as she starts walking towards the camera, Stacy's mom comes out. And she goes, "Oh, Stacy, don't forget your lunch," that type of thing. It's the most normal thing you could ever expect. But as they start to walk towards the camera, it switches. It switches from a wide shot to a close-up. And in the wide shot, where you could clearly tell that this was literally filmed on set, like this was them actually filming in a real space, the close-up turns into our actors in front of a green screen. They green screened the school parking lot, and it goes on for a solid 15 minutes. Because Stacy and Stacy's mom are now, in front of a green screen talking about how, oh, don't forget your lunch, that type of thing. Tommy comes up, Juan comes up, we get all our main characters come in, and it is so clear that they are standing in front of a green screen of the place they previously filmed in reality. And it is fucking baffling, Ben. I don't understand. I don't know how they lost this space to film in. Clearly, it has to be reshoots or something that they were like, oh, fuck, we can't, film here again for whatever reason, which I'm confused about, so we're going to green screen a still image that we've previously shot on. But they don't do any work to try and change the shading, the lighting. It is clear that our actors are standing in front of a green screen of a still fucking image of a school parking lot. It fucking blew my mind, Ben. I couldn't even Snapchat it to people because I was losing my mind so much. It is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. But then, hear me out, the scene continues. This is when all of our main kids come together and they start to once again hit on Stacy's mom. So, Tommy is the one going yeah, I'm being self-sustaining. I think that's important for a man to, be able to provide for his woman, And it's shut the fuck up, kid. You're mowing lawns, But once again, very normal. What a 7th grader would think, that type of thing. You got Roland comes up, and he's in touch with his feminine side, and he brings Stacy's mom flowers. And, he's saying, oh, you're so beautiful, I wanted to give you flowers. That's actually, once again, a really great joke, where he's like, I bought roses for the most beautiful girl at school. And Stacy's like, oh, thank you. And he goes, nope, it's for your mom, bitch, that type of thing. Roland shows up in, a low-riding, gangster car. He has the whole, cholo type of thing going on, and he's fighting with the others, and he has the fucking button down shirt, but only the top button is buttoned, that type of thing. And then of course the Mikey, the chubby kid, he shows up and he's like, yeah, I jog everywhere, I jog to school, and we get this scene of them trying to show off their assets to Stacy's mom, and Stacy's mom is just like, what the fuck are you kids doing? Shouldn't you be, attracted to my daughter? That type of thing. And right. She just kind of writes it off. This is when we get the big fucking twist of this movie. Dude, it's like M. Night Shyamalan level of twist. After this scene, all 4 kids get in this big fight. They're like, why are you doing? They're like, how? Fuck you. Stacy's mom likes me. The perfunctory thing of, don't fight over the women. That, losing their friendship because they're fighting over a girl. Very much, right. Like I said, perfunctory. And they're just like, oh, fuck you. You can't do this. It's like, no, I'm better. I'm losing weight. I'm better than you. You can't just fucking show up and bring roses, that type of stuff. They have a big fight. And they go to the sex ed teacher, of course. They go to the sex ed teacher and they say, oh, you fucked us up. This didn't work at all. What you told us to do for women didn't work. And Principal Belding, Professor Wood in this movie is like, oh, God. He's like, calm down, guys. He's like, who? And he actually asks the real question that an adult should ask. He goes, who are you arguing over? Because there's a point when Tommy's like, if I don't get her, someone else will. And he's like, who? Because there is a thing in the movie where Stacy's mom is dating one of the other teachers at the school. Oh my God, she's dating the music teacher. The music teacher, his name is Alfred von Bob. And there's a scene where he's like, I'm Alfred von Bob, that type of thing. It's fucking great. It's so stupid. It's so funny. But
welcome, class, to Intro to Music. My name is Professor Alfred von Bob, and I'll be your teacher for this semester. Although you can think of me more of a musician, really.
Can't believe this shit. And we gotta listen to this douche for a whole semester.
I'll tell you, if I do like that, let someone like Stacy's mom, then we ain't gonna have any trouble.
Now, I take music very seriously, and as long as you're in this classroom, so must you.
Who the hell does this guy think he is?
Principal Belding is like, well, who are you guys fighting over? Like, and he's starting to say, he's like, you guys shouldn't be fighting over a woman. Like, you guys are good friends. Like, you have all your life to get women and stuff like that. And so, they bring Principal Belding outside, and they go, her. For some reason, Stacy's mom is still at the school. Who fucking knows why? Because the script says it has to happen. And they go, it's her. We're fighting over her. And Principal Belding's like, oh, I get it. I get why you're pining over this beautiful woman. But it turns out, this is when it is revealed in the movie, which the kids ignore, because more plot has to happen. Stacy's mom is a former porn star who worked under Principal Belding. And he has a box of DVDs of her fucking on camera. Okay. And he tries to tell the kids this, and they don't listen to him. Because they're like, no, you didn't help us. And there's literally a moment where he goes, she's a porn, and gets cut off. Because they're like, don't, stop talking to us. You're not helpful, that type of thing.
Oh, God.
So the movie, like, as anybody who has ears can realize that he was about to say, she's a porn star, the movie keeps going because the kids are like, you fucked us. You're not trying to help us. You're giving us bad advice.
Well, hey, guys, what's up?
Those videos didn't help us out too much.
Really? Well, I enjoyed them. Of course, I guess it was better being on the set.
Ladies ain't biting, man.
Come on, you guys are the talk of the school. I just heard 2 girls giggling over you 3 in the halls.
Giggling?
It's a good thing. Look, maybe you guys are shooting too high. There's plenty of terrific young women who go for you.
Girls. Plenty of young girls we're not interested in.
Who is this Wonder Woman? Her? This is who you've been pining over?
Now you get it.
More than you know. You guys might be biting off more than you can chew.
What are you talking about?
Guys, I know her.
Yeah, everyone knows her.
This is who's dating Von Bob, right?
Yeah, the bastard. He's probably seen her naked.
Well, yeah, who hasn't?
You're not helping one.
What, you just want to see her naked?
Well, among other things.
Do you guys care about this woman at all? Do you have any respect for her? Or is this just your prime pick for your first sexual encounter?
It's much more than that.
Really? What's her favorite color? Her favorite food? Movie? Book? Do you guys know anything about her at all? Look, if this is just an opportunity to satisfy your hormonal urges, I can help with that. She and I have worked together.
We don't need a life lesson, Harry. We need her. We want her.
That's what I'm trying to say, guys. She's a former...
Look, man, if you're not going to help us, then we're walking off. We have no time for this. We got to stop Von Bob.
Why? Von Bob's not such a bad guy once you get to know him. Look, just be gracious losers.
Losers?
Oh, I don't mean that you're losing.
We know what you meant. Let's get out of here, guys.
So the kids keep going down their rabbit hole of, being more gangster, being more weight loss, that type of thing. There is actually a moment where the Juan, who is pretending to be like gangsterish, he gets his comeuppance, and there's a whole scene with like him in a bathroom stall and Tommy saying like, Juan, I liked you better when you were real, that type of thing. And he gets his own girlfriend at the end. But the climax of the movie, the third act, is when they go to prom. They go to dance night. I don't think they call it prom, but they go to dance night. Actually, in a really cute twist, Stacy and her friends ask the guys out to prom. Because the guys are so fucking lost in their infatuation for Stacy's mom that the girls need to say, hey, we have clearly been attracted to you. We want to go and dance and kiss you, 7th grade stuff. Will you go to dance with us? And they do, which is very cute. There's a lot of cuteness in this movie, unfortunately. But they go to prom. Here's the thing. At prom, at the dance, fucking Frankie the Teach spikes the punch with booze. So we see 7th graders drunk off their face. There is a scene where the chubby kid Mikey, I believe, who one of the friends, you know, he goes to prom with, he's dancing with, she gets drunk. There's actually a really funny scene when they get off the dance floor, Mikey and his girlfriend or his date or whatever, they kind of like get off the dance floor and they go to the punch bowl, and the girl is standing in front of the punch bowl and she goes, "Punch." And Mikey goes, "Yeah, you can have some," and looks at Stacy's mom, and the girl is like, "Oh, like, I thought you were gonna pour it for me." And it's kind of fucking like the most big dick energy move I've ever seen, where the girl is like, "Punch," and he goes, "Yeah, you can have some," and looks away. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. Like, I don't think this kid knew what he was doing, but like, that's a big dick energy move right there. And so the girl pours herself punch, and this is right after, you know, it's been spiked with alcohol. Mikey says, like, "No, I don't want any. I'm watching my weight." You know, he's the weight loss kind of guy at this point in the movie, so he doesn't want to drink any punch. But then there's scenes later when, you know, him and the girl are dancing, and the girl is acting. Of course, it's like a 14-year-old girl, so I hope she wasn't actually drunk, you know? But, like, she is doing full-on slosh type of thing.
I just see around school the way you handle yourself. It's hot. You're a real man.
Like, she's like, I've always liked you, and guess what? I wear my own makeup, you know, and that type of stuff. And she's trying to kiss this kid, and the kid's, like, ignoring her to look at Stacy's mom. It's fucking hilarious. It's so filthy and so dirty, but it's fucking funny as shit, man. And it comes to a head when, you know, Stacy's mom shows up at the dance because she is dating Alfred von Bob, the music teacher, who is one of the chaperones. And we get a whole thing. It's actually a really touching scene when Stacy and Tommy. Stacy, of course, is the one who has been pining over Tommy the whole time. And they're dancing, and we get an actually great scene. Like, it might be like the most amazing scene in a kid's movie I've ever watched, where Stacy starts to talk to Tommy while they're dancing, like it's a slow dance, when her mom shows up and she's like, "Oh my God, I really don't like my mom. Like, I don't get it. Like, every single time my mom's around, everybody pays attention to her more than me." And she's like, "I really just want somebody to focus on me." She's like, "I don't get why people like, she clearly does not know her mom's a porn star. She doesn't get, like, the feminine or you know, the male urge to look at people like that. And she is so heartfelt, and she's like, "I really don't get it. I just want somebody to pay attention to me for once, and I don't know what I have to do to that." And she's like, and you get the sense that she's almost like, do I have to show my tits to get male's attention? Like, it is actually, like, really heartfelt in the sense that she's like, am I gonna have to debase myself to get men's attention?
Oh God,
What?
my mom's here.
She is?
She's always around. I can never get away from her. Guys are always hitting on her, paying more attention to her than me. Tommy, are you listening?
Huh, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I hate Mexicans too.
And it's heartbreaking because Tommy is like, yeah, shut up, bitch. I'm going to go talk to your mom. And I'm like, God. Oh no. And there's a whole thing when Tommy's like, give me 1 second. And he just leaves her. And she, like, throws her hands up and she walks off the dance floor. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for this girl. Like, it is fucking rough, dude. Could you imagine, like, just, you know, not being in that situation, not being Tommy, but could you imagine, like, someone saying, I don't get why whenever my mom's in the room, everybody pays attention to her. Could you, like, that is an existential level of thought that I don't think has ever been covered in a movie before, and this movie starts to touch on it. It's fucking wild, man.
That sounds pretty deep.
Yeah.
Some fucked up shit for that. She doesn't have to go to therapy and stuff about it.
But the movie doesn't care about this. Of course, Tommy goes, and you know, we get a whole scene where at the dance, you know, Tommy's like, oh, you know, Stacy's mom, can I dance with you? But then the other guys come over and they're like, you trying to horn in on my girl, that type of thing. And they're all fighting over this adult woman. But at prom, at the dance, Alfred von Bob gets on stage and he proposes to Stacy's mom, who at that point we learn her name is Roberta Hendricks. There's actually a really funny scene when he's like, Roberta, will you come on stage? And the kids are like, Roberta, that type of thing. And he proposes to her, and she accepts. And all the there's another moment, like a funny joke moment, when she goes, "Yes, I will marry you," and all the 4 kids at once go, "What?" Like they scream out in the gym, that type of thing, and they go, "Oh no, sorry, okay, congratulations."
Please tell me, at least let your balls drop before you start judging manhood.
Yeah, well, let your weight drop before you think that she'll ever be attracted to you.
Guys, stop acting like children. I don't know what you think is going on here, but clearly you are mistaken.
Good evening, students, parents, and faculty. Welcome to Nadler Junior High's Natty Hawkins Annual Ball. I do hope that you're all enjoying yourselves. My name is Professor Alfred von Bob, and I'm the music teacher here. One of the first classes that I normally teach is on how to avoid stage fright, nervousness, anxiety, and I've never been more nervous in my entire life. I've spent the last several months with an extraordinary woman who continually amazes and inspires me. Roberta, would you come up here, please?
Roberta?
I love you, Roberta, with all my heart.
What the hell does he think he's doing?
Roberta Huckleston, will you marry me?
Yes. Yes, of course I'll marry you.
What? I mean, congratulations.
Mazel tov.
And goes crying about something.
And then they do the thing of, like, the end of American Pie, if you remember, like, when all 4 are down their luck, they go outside and they sit on the stoop and they're just like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Like, we lost her, It's like, how do we come back from this? Like, clearly she likes the music teacher more than us. And while they're down on their luck, the sex ed teacher comes out. And he goes, "Kids, I know what you're feeling, man, but do you really love this woman, or did you just like her body?" And the kids are like, "Well, what do you mean? We don't really know the difference, And it gets at that idea of, like, horniness versus love. And Principal Belding, the sex ed teacher, is like, "Well, if you just want to see her naked, I got that for you." And he gives them a box of her porn DVDs. And the kids watch them, and they get over their infatuation for this woman because now they've seen her getting fucked. And the end of the movie is them reconciling. All 4 kids are like, "Oh, man, yeah, we really started to hate each other, but we shouldn't have, It was all said and done. But, man, at least we got to see her tits, that type of thing." And it ends, it tries to end on a happy note where, Juan meets a girl at prom night, Maria, I think, who we haven't seen earlier, but he meets her. So Juan gets somebody, and he's like, "Hey, Roland and Mikey, you want me to see if she has any friends to hook you up with?" Tommy, gets together with Stacy, or at least is like trying to actually talk to Stacy in a real way. But literally, the end of the movie is them going, "Man, I got my sperm out because I saw the woman naked." It is the weirdest fucking thing, Ben, man. That's the end of Stacy's Mom. I'm so glad you let me rant at you about this. I recommend everybody should watch this. It's free on Tubi. Tubi is actually way better with ads than I think anybody's ever fucking told me. I mean, if you watch like a 90-minute movie on Tubi, you're looking at 90 seconds of ads. Like, it's almost like stupid how little ads there are on Tubi. And this is the only place this is airing. Everybody go watch Stacy's Mom. It's dirty, it's offensive, it's filthy, but I fucking could not stop laughing.
I mean,
Ben,
you probably
thoughts?
convinced me.
Thank you for letting me rant at you about this. This movie fucking, like, changed my life.
Yeah. I'll probably watch it. I might have to think of some rebuilt excuses so I can explain what's on the TV when I'm asked.
Maybe Ben, here's the thing. For Ben and for our cinema audience, if you're listening to this, just say, Rob recommended this. Put all the blame on me. I will accept the blame wholeheartedly.
Right on. That's nice.
Dude, I think I'm probably forgetting a lot of it, but I explained a good bit of detail. But oh my god, this movie is fucking out of this world, man. Out of this world. Fuck everybody on Letterboxd who says this is garbage. This is not garbage. It resonated with me like I think, Ben, you've gotten a tattoo before. You know, like the feeling of the tattoo needle. It's not like it is painful, but it's not like bad painful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I got my tattoo's on my ankle, my left ankle, and you know, so I was like right on the bone. I didn't think it was painful. I thought it was like a good resonance of pain. Maybe the same thing. It's like if anybody's ever vacuumed before and you hum at like a very similar frequency, maybe you're like 1 or 2 tones flat or sharp of the vacuum, and it kind of resonates in your ears. Like it doesn't feel good, but it doesn't feel bad. That's how this movie came off to me. Like it's problematic, but it resonates in a weird way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. That went a little longer than I thought it was going to go, but I'm glad you let me rant.
Yes.